All right, Chords and Notes Nation, I am Brian, and we are back noodling around with this tripod that I have now. Felt like I needed a little bit more stable platform to put my camera phone on. Anyways, welcome back, and I appreciate you tuning in. We are now, let's see, the fourth song off of the second album, or the second Genesis album, Trespass, which was released, it says here, October 22nd, 1970. And the name of the track is Stagnation. So, I will listen to it, you will watch me listen to it, and I will respond accordingly to how this song strikes me and whatever thoughts come across. And I'm just getting myself set up here because I will probably be taking some notes. What else? Well, as always, check the description box below this video for more information, more contact information, more information potentially about the song. And please join me on Patreon, Chords and Notes Nation. I would appreciate us being able to build a page. Well, I'm building a page there, but to have sort of a community growing there. YouTube is kind of not a place I really want to be too much anymore. I've talked about potentially starting a Rumble page as well, and thinking about and exploring different avenues to be able to get these types of videos out to you. Don't forget that I do or have done more than just song reaction videos. I did some do-it-yourself, some healthy eating, which I should do because I've changed a little bit of my diet. I should do more of those videos, that sort of thing. And I'll expand it as I see fit. But the most important thing is if you want to request specific songs, you're going to have to go to Patreon to do that and sign up for any tier, and then shoot me a message, and we'll get it going. And I can see potentially things growing from there, groups, that sort of thing. Anyways, blah 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 blah. Stagnation. Well, it's been a few weeks since This is going to be good. It's got to be. It's Genesis. Reading the lyrics as this plays. So I'm pausing, which I normally don't do, just for a moment, because as I'm reading these lyrics, and I pulled up the lyrics on azlyrics.com, there's a little, I guess, narrative or introduction before the lyrics. It says, to Thomas S. Eiselberg a very rich man who was wise enough to spend all his fortunes in burying himself many miles beneath the ground. As the only surviving member of the human race, he inherited the whole world. So that's the context of this song. Let's continue. Kind of cool. Kind of. I like what's going on with the harmonic structure of the guitar, but I wish it was a little more at the forefront of the mixing. Bass is a little heavy for me. That could be my EQ as well. Such an early 70s prog sound. Especially with that organ. Slimy water. Water. Very English way of water. Water. just made a connection here. Okay. All right. Wow. Well, okay, so you have this guy or this rich guy who spent all his riches, sounds like building some sort of bunker or something beneath the ground. And as the only surviving member of the human race, he inherited the whole world. So I can only imagine there was some sort of apocalyptic event, and he's the last one alive. And I guess without that little forward, it would have been kind of difficult to figure out exactly what the lyrics were speaking of. The connection, I just got to say it, the connection that I made, there's the part where it says, and I will wait forever beside the silent mirror and fish for bitter minnows amongst the weeds and slimy water. And I got a vision of Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. It was like, I don't know if there was any sort of inspiration that seeped into this song from that character, from those books. I'm sure it was that was a very the 70s. Yeah, that book, the stories, I know they were written before then, but they started picking up in popularity around then, and there were cultural references to it in many different songs, especially the young artists of this time. Camel, Rush, even Led Zeppelin had references, and I'm sure there were more, but those are the ones that just off the top of my head. So what do I think of this song overall? I don't know. I mean, honestly, this is a reaction channel, and I'm not here to upset people, but I wasn't completely impressed with this song. I was pleased with the musical progress that the band has made, obviously since their first album to this one. And the mixing, like I said, I think the bass could have been a little bit more subdued, and I would like to have heard a little bit more of the harmonic structure that the guitar was bringing into the mix, into the composition. The lyrics didn't grab me. I mean, they're kind of telling the story. Did it fall flat? Not really, but kind of. And I thought, when he started playing the flute again, and I'm thinking 1970, even Jethro Tull and Genesis with the flute playing. Please let me know if there were any others that I've not explored yet. that brought the flute into rock and roll, because that certainly is not a traditional instrument for that genre, and it's such a dated sound with the organ and the early prog rock stuff. It's very difficult to not draw the comparisons, and then when the flute comes in, obviously Tall with Ian Anderson and the flute is the one that stands out the most, but you know, clearly Genesis brought that in as well. So it's a good song, but certainly not my favorite on the album so far. I think White Mountain, if I remember the name. White Mountain was one that I really, really liked. So anyways, that's it. Be well, stay well. Joshua 1:9. Live it, read it. I will talk to you later in the next video. Thanks. Bye.